Hi guys, I'm Doctor Takedown. Today I'm going to show you a technique from the clinch with an underhook. This can be an effective move for MMA and for your jujitsu and grappling matches as well. So we're in the clinch position with both of us establishing an underhook with one arm. First thing I have to do here is to drop my level so I can put my shoulder on his chest and I have to push my hips back. There will most likely be some pushing back and forth here. I'm going to clamp down with my overhook arm and keep it tight. I'm going to bring my other arm under and across, but the key detail here is when I place my hand on his front leg, I will drive forward to prevent him from posting his leg out.
و میذارم بغل پاش. اما نکته‌ای که تو اینجا داره اینه که من وقتی که میخوام این کارو بکنم دستمو که بردم بغل پاش باید به سمت جلو حرکت بکنم که حریفمو محدود بکنم، نتونه حریفم روی پاش مانور بکنه و زمین بکنه. من اینجا دارم کار میکنم، دستمو برمی‌دارم.
So we're tangled up here. I place my hand on his thigh and I drive forward. One more time, I drop my level, I place my hand on his front leg, and I drive forward.
خب حالا اگر حریف ما کلینچ انداختیم ولی گاردش با من متفاوته، یعنی من پای راستم جلوه و حریف پای چپش جلوه. توی این حالت یه ذره کار من
Now if my opponent has his opposite leg forward, it's going to be a little trickier because here my hand won't reach his leg. So here's what we have to do. Again, I clamp down with my overhook, and now I'll force my opponent to step in because I want him to take a step forward so I have access to the leg I want so I can execute the takedown. When I force him to step forward, the moment he places his leg on the ground is when his base is compromised. That's exactly when I have to execute the movement. So again, I force him to step forward. When he does, I have to time it perfectly so my hand gets to his leg when he still hasn't established his base.
نکته‌ای که تو این فن مهمه اینه که وقتی من حریفمو کشیدم همون لحظه باید دستمو بزنم بغل پاش چون اون لحظه حریف خوب
The key detail, as I mentioned, is the timing to get to his leg just as he's placing his foot on the ground. Now let's go over a situation where we are up against the cage. My opponent is pressing me up against the cage, and he also has an underhook, which is a difficult situation. Or the other way around. I have him backed up, but because he is sitting back in the fence, I can't manipulate his movement that easily. I'm going to show you how we can get him down and also finish in side control. So he's up against the cage, and I have an underhook. Again, I'm going to drop my level by bending my knees, and I push my hips back so I can get heavy. Now I push with my shoulder into him. He most likely can't hit me here because of my head placement, and my hands are here as well. His punches would also be ineffective. So I push forward with my shoulder and I wait for the reaction. Then I clamp down again with my overhook. I lift with my underhook arm. One arm goes up, the other clamps down. Then I'll fall back and whip my opponent over. So I push forward. When he reacts, I bring in my back foot and whip him over.
با این دست راستم ضربه میزنم این میره بالا اینو میکشم پایین و به سمت عقب میخوابم به سمت عقب پل میزنم و حریفو سوپلکس میکنم میذارم تو فشار وقتی داره جواب فشار منو میده با پای چپ قدم بردارم میام جلو و به عقب پل میزنم
Now let's try it the other way around where I'm backed up. I can't let him push me into the cage, and as you can see, I drop my level again and I get my shoulder under my opponent's chin. I can also use my hands to defend if he's trying to hit me. Now in one swift motion, I turn him around, swapping our positions, and I get his back into the cage. Here, it's the same sequence as before. Now, if the opponent is strong and he pushes back and gets some distance from the cage, I let him push forward and I use the first technique of this sequence that I showed you. If he doesn't get any distance from the cage and he's just defending,